This video will give you an introduction to design registration. It will give you an overview of how to register a design, and we'll take a look at the criteria required to certify your design registration such that it is enforceable. So, what is a design registration? Design registrations seek to protect the visual appearance of products. This is in contrast to patents, which aim to protect the functional aspects of products. A design registration will give you 10 years of protection for the visual appearance of your product. Again, this is in contrast to a patent, where the term of protection is 20 years. A design registration can be directed toward particular visual features of a product, such as aspects of shape, configuration, pattern, and ornamentation. Let's look at some examples. You could register a design for a new scooter. You could also apply to register a design for a new dress. Your registration may be directed toward the shape of the dress or the pattern on the dress. Looking at this particular dress, if your commercial value lay in the bow of the dress, you could direct your registration toward the bow. The process of specifying particular visual features or particular portions of a design can be quite involved and often requires the filing of a statement of newness and distinctiveness with your application. A statement of newness and distinctiveness can substantially alter the scope of your application, and, as with any form of IP protection, you should seek the advice of your patent attorney to help with the application process. Now, how does one go about registering a design? The first thing to keep in mind is that if you want to register your design, you must not publish your design before filing your application for registration. This is because, in order to be valid, your design must be new. We will review this later on when we go over examination and certification in more detail. Next, you will need accurate visual representations of your product. These can be drawings or photographs. It is important that these representations accurately reflect the most relevant commercial form of your design, as it is these representations which will define the scope of your design registration. Your patent attorney can advise you on the correct format of the drawings. Once your drawings are ready, you can submit them to IP Australia along with the other necessary documentation and start the application process. Let's have a closer look at this process. Once you have filed your application, IP Australia will perform a formalities examination. This examination procedure is minor in nature and typically checks things such as whether the drawings are fitted correctly to the page or whether you have included the designer names on the application. After the formalities examination, your application will proceed to registration. At this point, your design will be published on the Designs Register and listed as a registered design. This part of the process typically takes about 3 to 4 months. Seems easy enough, right? There are a couple of more complex points to note. The first is that, although your design may be registered, it is not enforceable until it has been certified. In order to certify your design, you will need to request examination from IP Australia. During examination, IP Australia will look at your design to see if it meets 2 criteria. The first is the design new? Has it been seen anywhere else in the world before the filing date? The second criteria is the design distinctive? The test for distinctiveness is subjective, and what the examiner is looking for is whether your design is substantially similar in overall impression to any other design. You can look to your patent attorney for guidance as to whether your design may meet this criteria. If, after examination, you do not meet either of these 2 criteria, your registration may be revoked. However, you will have an opportunity to respond to any objections issued by the examiner, and your patent attorney can help you prepare an appropriate response. A quick point to note is that you do not need to request certification of your design immediately. You can request certification at any time during the 10-year term of your registration. There is also a little more to remember if you want to protect your design overseas. To do this, you will need to file separate applications in the countries of interest to you. For example, if you wanted to register your design in the United States, you would need to file a corresponding US design application. These foreign applications must be filed within 6 months of filing the original Australian application. Some countries are grouped together. For example, you can file a European Community design covering the countries of the European Union. Again, your patent attorney will be able to help you with filing these overseas applications and will keep an eye on these and other important deadlines. Let's recap the entire process. Once your application is filed, it will proceed to a formalities examination, where there is a minor check for formal matters. Your application will then proceed to registration and publication over a period of about 3 to 4 months. 6 months is the deadline for filing overseas applications. For your design to be enforceable, you will need to request certification of your design, and this can be done at any time during its 10-year term of registration. During the examination for certification, the examiner will check to see if your design is new and whether it is distinctive. We hope this video was helpful as an introduction to design registration. If you have any questions about design registration, please contact us at Davies Collison Cave and we'll be happy to help you out.